Who doesn't get any laughs, you gotta win the trust back of the audience, right? It's almost like they were raped in high school and now I'm putting their hand on my leg in college. You gotta earn that trust back a little bit. So thank you, Tony, for warming them up a little bit. So I got a haircut today. First time I've ever done a same day haircut for a show. And I was sitting in the, that's why I'm wearing the hat. As I was sitting in the chair, I realized that at this point in my life, my relationship with my stylist, I think is the healthiest relationship I have. And as I dissected it, I realized there were some reasons why. I see her once a month, which is really nice. Every time I see her, she says, "What do you want and how are you?" Which is sweet, you know. She always tells me I look really nice when we're done, and I know the price up front. And if you know my history, that's important for me, because I've been burned a couple times in the back end. You know, the other thing is I take my glasses off the whole time, I can't see shit. So if I'm looking for a formula for success, I think I found it. You know, one thing I've done is I started creating these kind of fake relationships in my head with my service providers. I keep making up these sparks in my head, and I'm not sure if it's real or not. You know, the other night a waitress brought me my order and it was correct, and I was like, "Guys, did you see that?" And they were like, "What?" I'm like, "She's obviously into me, right? I mean, look at her. I asked for a Busch Light and she brought it. You know, I asked this young man behind the bar for a water earlier and he got it really quick. So we're going out tomorrow night." Dutch, I hope, Dutch. You know, even I got a delivery from the UPS guy, and it's like, he's bringing me a gift, is what in my head. I'm like, "Thank you so much. Oh my God, that's so sweet." And I'm creating these sparks with people, and I don't know if I'm just so desperate for something or not. I actually got to the point now where I'm pre-planning to create a spark with someone. I'll give you an example. I had a physical recently, and And you know, I was talking to a buddy of mine who had gotten a physical before me, and he's my age, we're in our mid-40s, and he says, "Yeah, I got the prostate test." I said, "I didn't think they did that until we were 50. He goes, "Well, they did it to me." So my palms started sweating, my heart started beating, and I can't think of the word. I was so excited for my appointment. Guys, it's been a while. To have someone else's hands on me is very exciting. So I called the doctor, moved the appointment up. Guys, just let me get through the joke, please. So that morning I got up, I showered twice, trimmed up, did a little spritz, and I get there, and he asked about family history. And I said, "A lot of cancer, Doc, a lot of cancer." He goes, "Okay, what kind?" I looked him right in the eye, I said, "Colon." He wrote it down. "Anything else? Testicular?" I said, I don't know if you've heard of this, but there were a couple cases of dick cancer in my family. Pretty rare, but I go ahead and do a full court press down there. Make sure everything's good. I'll tell you what, it was nice to be in person though. My previous appointment with the doctor was a telehealth visit. Has anyone done a telehealth visit before? Yeah, one guy, right? So I woke up one morning and my eyelid was all red and puffy, and I thought, this will great. I show him the camera, he gives me an antibiotic, I'm good to go. So if you've never done it, this is how it works. You type in your symptoms, you pick your doctor, and then you wait in the virtual waiting room. And I will say this, the virtual waiting room is much better than the actual waiting room. Because we know what the waiting room's like, right? You're looking around, trying to figure out what everyone has. Some are obvious, some not so much, right? And then when the nurse says, "Matt, your monthly prescription of penicillin's ready," you just get weird looks. I don't need it. So the waiting room was nice. So I'm sitting there waiting, and the next thing you know, this doctor pops up. And without any introduction, any niceties, without an ounce of bedside manner, he says, "Matt, do you drink?" I said, doctor, I do drink, but I don't know how this is relevant. He cuts me off. Matt, are you an alcoholic? I say, Doc, how long have you been watching me? He said, listen, I don't understand the relevance of these questions. I said, my eyelid's swollen. He said, well, you know, swollen eyelids are the first sign of liver failure. And I said, I got a 2-year-old at home who farted in my face. I think I got pink eye, but thanks for scaring the shit out of me with liver failure. By the way, as I look at the crowd, some of you may want to get checked out. You see some swollen eyelids here and there. You know, for the record, I'm not an alcoholic. I tried it didn't work. It didn't work with my lifestyle. It didn't fit what I'm trying to accomplish. But I'll tell you, I love the meetings. There was a sense of camaraderie, a sense of belonging. I really felt at home, so much so that I started seeking out other meetings. I went to a couple sex addict meetings, and they are as advertised. It was like a live reading of Penthouse Forum, and I loved it. Sadly, one of the guys in the group got chlamydia, and it spread around the group pretty quick, so that group stopped meeting. I've tried some divorce groups as well. It's hard to find a divorce support group. Attendance is low, a lot of commitment issues. But I did find one that I liked, and the problem was, you know, I always wanted to go first, you know, get done, and then kind of I didn't really care about anyone else. And they said that's pretty common for guys who are twice divorced. I don't see the connection, but you know, speaking of groups I love, it's back to school time. Anyone got kids back to school right now? Such an exciting time. I just love it. Last year was my son's first year at school, and I realized that the drop-off group is just my jam. I mean, the parents that drop off, I'm exchanging recipes, I'm learning about their families. I just really love it. But my son started kindergarten, and what I'm realizing is a lot of these parents are setting high expectations for their kindergarten. Grades, learning, instruments, different languages. I have 2 expectations for my son. Don't shit your pants at school, and be nice to people. Don't shit your pants and be nice to people. And I tell you what, you may laugh, but I wish I would have gotten that advice at that age. Because you know how hard it is to be nice to people after you shit your pants? You know, it's funny, parents' expectations, one thing I've learned recently is parents have different expectations for their different children. Have you guys seen this with your families and siblings? So, I have a brother who doesn't have a job, doesn't have a car, doesn't have a house. And whenever he comes to the door, he's like the prodigal son returns. Oh, you were here, I'm so excited, this is amazing. By the way, I did research, the prodigal son had a job, just so you know. I pulled into the driveway the other day. My dad meets me halfway. You know, you got a taillight out. I'm like, yeah, I'm really sorry. He's like, you're a goddamn embarrassment to this family. He puts his arm around my other brother and he goes, we're going to go watch Jeopardy. You know, he got Final Jeopardy yesterday. What have you done lately? God damn it. They used to have a picture of me and my son on the fridge. Now they have a picture of him doing the dishes. They're like, he's doing something with this. These expectations. My dad's great though, he's here tonight, he's laughing furiously at that one. My mom's here as well, and they gave us a great childhood, very happy childhood. We had some dark moments though. One in particular, it was a few years ago, I had a rough little sled for a while, had a rough kind of chain of events happen. My wife left, filed for divorce, and a couple months later...
Which one?
Thank you. Security. So a couple months after that, me and my oldest brother got in a fist fight at my niece's birthday party. Just a real low point for me, mostly because I lost the fight. Pretty sure he felt pretty good about it. I went home that night and I was pretty upset, and I went for a walk and my mom called. You know, she was worried about me and wanted to know, like, you okay? Tell me what's going on. And she asked me a question. And you know, they say that 93% of communication is tone and inflection, and I realized that was true in this moment. She said, Matt, have you ever thought about killing yourself? I know in my mom, I know it was a concern, but it really felt like a goddamn suggestion at that point. I didn't know how to handle it. The good news is, since that night, I've seen a therapist, and the good news is, fingers crossed, I feel like there's a spark. Guys, thank you so much.